Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's Diamond Dave Damone. I'm Mason Quinn. Guys, tonight what we thought we would do is continue to look at some of our favorite episodes of the main show of The Walking Dead. Now, again, these aren't exactly the top ranked episodes.
Not greatest ranked.
These are the ones that Diamond Dave and I somehow came to an agreement on, and these were the 5 that we're going to do. So we already did number 1. This is going to be the second one, and I'm excited for these.
Guys, we are still in the middle of trying to figure out what our top 5 favorite are, because when I say that, it's not, oh, gee, I don't know. We have a list. We have a list of our top favorite episodes that we're trying to go through that makes the final cut, we'll say.
I think I had like 20.
Yeah, the first 2 seasons alone, folks.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's agreeable that they're all
outstanding.
Yeah. It's just a matter of, which one is more favorable. So, but Mason Quinn, you want to tell them what episode we got lined up for tonight?
Absolutely. Tonight we are going to be taking a look at Season 2, Episode 7, Pretty Much Dead Already. Now, this was one
classic
that was a huge deal when it came out, because pretty much the first half of Season 2 pretty much revolved around and led up to this episode. So I know that when Walking Dead was big, everybody was talking about it at the office, amongst families and everything, and this was a big deal. So let's check it out.
And with that being said, let's go!
Everybody looks so young. I can't get over it.
Well, and then the whole Maggie Glenn situation leading up to this. Maggie's so pissed. It's great.
Yeah.
Good old Dale giving the head nod. You got to tell everyone what you found. Tell them about the barn.
Guys, the barn's full of walkers.
The classic.
Yep. And this is when walkers were a huge threat. See, look at the zoom in on the camera. When was the last time we had that in the new series?
But Angela Kang, let's not discredit Angela Kang. She's been getting more of a cinematic feel, which I think is pretty cool.
Well, and if you watch the credits from the earlier ones, it's all the same people have been working on it.
Oh, look at that shot of Shane.
This little jump scare.
We can't just sweep this under the rug.
We either got to go in there, we got to make things right, or we just got to go. Now, we have been talking about Fort Benning for a long time now.
Go.
Why, Rick? Why?
Because my daughter's still out there.
Okay. I think it's time that we all start to just
Shane
consider
is...
the other possibility.
We're not leaving Sophia behind.
I'm close to finding this girl. I just found a damn doll 2 days ago.
You found her doll, Dale. That's what you did. You found a doll. If she was alive out there, saw you coming, all methed out with your buck knife, your geek ears around your neck, she would run in the other direction. All right, wait. Just stop.
Oh, I missed this. God, I missed this.
God, these guys were great together.
Boy, back off. Keep your hands off me. Let me figure it out. Now, what are you going to figure out?
Hershel sees those things in there as people.
You knew?
Yesterday, I talked to Hershel. I was waiting till this morning to say something, but Glenn wanted to be the one.
The man is crazy, Rick. If Hershel thinks those things are alive, let me know.
And title
Look
credits.
at that right here. What an iconic shot. Oh, boom. Remember every Sunday night when you'd hear this music? You knew it was time.
Jacked up.
Oh, I love that he reaches and there's nothing there.
You said talk to you. I'm talking to you. Give me your hat.
Dope.
That's a lot of egg.
Why would you waste an egg like that?
I think it was rotten.
Poor Glenn.
I'm not leaving until we find Sophia. I don't want to go even after that. This place, it could be a home.
Oh, the hope Carl had. Oh.
Well, to be fair, this is before that every place they went to got overran.
Hershel said you need to heal.
Rick's going out later to follow the trail.
We don't know if we're going to find her, Daryl.
God, Melissa McBride is so friggin' good.
What?
Can't lose you, too.
So let me be, stupid bitch.
I forgot how kind of brutal he was towards her.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Going off with Rick to look for Sophia. I'm headed to the barn in the meantime. Shane wants a watch duty down there.
Does Rick?
Why wouldn't he?
Are you only getting yours? I don't know what's going on with you and him. You may not really know him.
You and I
It's
are finally...
important.
I get it. You don't like him.
It isn't that.
It isn't that.
He's not a victim.
You don't know him.
I'm okay, really. Things are different.
You got your gun.
Okay.
Dale. Can you make it any more obvious, Dale?
You keep watch?
Yeah. Sure.
Ah, Scott Wilson, so good to see you again.
Hope you're resting easy.
Oh, he was so good on this. I mean, all these actors, I keep saying that about every
I know.
actor, but they were all that good at it, you know?
I get my study in where I can.
We found the barn.
Leave it be. I don't want to talk about the barn. I don't want to debate.
Not a debate, a discussion.
That look, you know it's going to be serious.
I need you and your group gone by the end of the week.
Those people.
Oh, Rick's trying so hard.
They may be dead, they may be alive, but my people, we are alive right now, right here.
I've given you safe harbor.
Well, I mean, he did save two of their group already.
It was just half a body snapping at me from the ground, and my inclination wasn't to kill it. But what the world is out there isn't what you saw on TV. It is much, much worse, and it changes you. Do not send us out there again. My wife's pregnant.
Boom. That's the last gasp.
Yep.
That's either a gift here or a death sentence out there.
I'm telling you, we can't.
Think about this. You think about what you're doing.
I thought about it.
Think about
I
it.
thought about it.
Think about it again. We can't go out there.
Got to get the last word.
Yep.
Shane.
He just knows what Rick's going to say already. Well, how'd you puss out this time?
Which way does this thing go? I don't know yet. We're negotiating. The barn's secure. We didn't even know about it till this morning.
About a stone's throw from our camp, Rick, where we sleep. So, look, if we're not gonna go in there and clear it out, then we just gotta go.
We're not gonna clear it out, and we're not gonna go.
At least need our guns.
We can't have them, not here.
It's so different now.
Okay?
How we gonna make it safe,
okay?
Rick? No, man, it's not okay, Rick.
Lori's pregnant.
The second drop.
The second time.
The old shit look on his face.
Yeah. Shane's like, what did I do?
Lori's having a baby, man. Congratulations.
You notice he said Lori's having a baby, not you guys are having a baby?
Carl doesn't need any more of my help. Rick was trying to make his case, but he was being dramatic.
Dramatic.
So we just keep these people here forever.
Yes.
Love one another as I have loved you. She told me right. I was mad about Mom. Mad about you marrying Annette. I was 14 years old and I was awful. All I wanted to do was smoke and shoplift.
That was different.
No, you're different.
I love you. Is this about you and the Asian boy? Do you want
No.
him to?
His name is Glenn. You saved my life yesterday when one of the people you think's sick tried to kill me. How's that for dramatic? Things aren't what you think they are. They aren't. Don't do this.
Kind of remembering like a callback now because she did that again before where she's like, his name is Glenn.
Yep.
And then my name is Maggie Ree.
Yep.
Before you do that, I could use your help with something.
Count me in.
But I just need Rick.
Andrea, we need to talk.
About things.
About things.
I thought he was dead. And then when he came back, right then, you see, I wished he was. Not because you wouldn't be mine, but because I knew that sooner or later he would be dead. He ain't built for this world. Not for what it is now. You're wrong. I've saved your life on 4 different occasions, and that's Carl's too. So I just want to ask you, how many times has Rick saved your life?
That night at the camp. That night at the camp after the fish fry.
That was me too. But see, we wouldn't have been in that situation if he hadn't left because he felt that he needed to leave to save a drug dealer.
That's fair.
That's the beauty of this second season. Shane makes a lot of good points.
They were all right.
Yeah.
Rick told me, and I know the reason why you didn't. It's because you know it's mine. Before Rick got back, Laura, it's mine. You know it is. You know it's...
You're wrong. But even if it's yours, it's not going to be yours. It's never going to be yours. And there's nothing you can do to change that.
I don't need to.
This world, he thinks this world will take care of Rick Grimes for him.
Gosh, it It's good to see all the dialogue, because let's face it, you can't remember every
No.
single bit of dialogue. But it's great to see the dialogue again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you knew like Shane had these feelings, but again, just seeing what the words are now and where we're at now in The Walking Dead, wild.
And it's almost like Shane is on season 5 and all these guys are on season 2, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's ahead of the game.
I know you think Sophia's dead, and that we should stop looking for her. That's bullshit.
Hey, man, watch your mouth.
We're gonna stay here until we find her.
Then we stay. Whatever we got to do to make that happen.
Carl, come here for a minute.
I'm going to hear you talk like that again.
What's up?
He just ignores them. Frank Castle's looking for his weapons.
You see where he went?
Who?
Don't even try to shit me, okay?
What?
Dale, Glenn, you see where Dale went?
Yeah, he asked me to run and get him some water. Said he'd cover me on watch. Well, why'd he bail then?
So you wouldn't tell me which way you went.
That's right. It's always fun to see the hate relationship that Shane and Dale had in this.
Yeah.
Just another level of awesomeness
Yeah.
in the layers of this season 2.
People who I believe can be restored. It doesn't matter if you see them as human beings anymore. My farm, my barn, my say.
Dude. It's just amazing to see how Hershel come on.
Just couldn't
he
see
wanted
it.
to believe that they were good.
Yeah.
Sorry about what happened this morning.
I wanted to look for her. Why? This whole time I wanted to ask you.
Because I think she's still out there. What else I got to do?
You got nothing to do. Besides look for your brother.
One wandered onto the property. Otis would get him into the barn. Lead him. Give me a spot for us. Pull him. Lead him. Just lead him. He'll come to you. This is easy.
Oh, that's fantastic. You think this was easy?
I asked you. I told you. I just asked you for one thing. One thing.
I couldn't do it. Okay, I had to tell them.
You did not.
Okay, I wanted to. I let them lower me into that well like it was fun. Like I was playing Portal. It's a video game. Of
course, it's a video game.
And then the pharmacy happened yesterday, and I realized something. I don't care if they're sick people or dead people. They're dangerous. So I hate to blow your dad's big secret, but I'm sick of secrets. Secrets get you killed. And I'd rather have you pissed off at me and alive than liking me and dead.
That a boy, Glenn.
Get it, Glenn.
See, now she respects you.
Hey, Walker bait.
Don't call me that.
Respects him. Walker bait.
He'll see.
No, I know what happens. And there it is, the beautiful relationship we all become to love and to grow until episode 7-1.
Man, this is a good hiding place.
Imagine if you applied your tracking skills to finding Sophia.
You just give me that bag, huh? You do have that rifle over your shoulder.
What, are you gonna shoot me like you did Otis?
Man, you pretty much dead already.
You think this is gonna keep us safe?
Mm-hmm. Dale, shut up. Just shut up and give me the guns.
Do I have to kill you? Is that what it's gonna take?
It's kind of how I feel right now, too. Like, come on, Dale.
That's what it's gonna take.
This is where you belong, Shane. This world, what it is now, this is where you belong. When the world goes to shit, I didn't let it take me down with it.
Fair enough.
If you only knew now, Dale.
Yeah. You only knew.
You would have, at this point in the game, done some dirty shit.
Do you know what's going on?
Where is everyone?
Damn it, is anybody taking this seriously? Got us a damn trail.
He did that quite a bit in season 2.
He did. That was his thing.
What's all this?
You with me, man?
Oh, here we go.
Yep.
How about you, man? You gonna protect yours?
Can you shoot?
Can you stop? You do this, you hand out these guns, my dad will make you leave tonight.
You take it, Carl, you keep your mother safe. You do whatever it takes. You know how. Go and take the gun and do it.
This is not your decision to make.
Oh, here comes the run.
Yep.
Quick, Zed.
What is that?
Rick!
What the hell you do? You see? You see what they're holding on to? Let us do this, then we can talk. They're not people. They're dead. These things right here. They're the things that killed Amy. They killed Otis. They gotta kill all of us unless we do now. Did they walk away from this? No! Why is it still coming? That's its heart. It's lungs. Why is it still coming? Shane, enough! Hey, you're right, man. That is enough.
And that's when it clicked.
Yep, that's when Hershel realized.
And now it's just full gasoline right here.
Oh.
Risking our lives for a little girl who's gone. Rick, it ain't like it was before. Now, if y'all want to live, if you want to survive, you gotta fight for it right now.
Remember those lines later on in a couple seasons by Rick in season 6 talking to Deanna. God, Shane going on a rager.
No, Shane, do not do this, brother.
I always pop. Do not do this, brother. I know it's supposed to be a serious moment, but I can't help but laugh during that.
Oh, here it comes. Now they don't have a choice.
I liked that they had Glenn show that emotion, like, I'm trapped.
He's like, yeah,
Tell me.
I gotta do it.
And that was a great shot of Hershel.
Yeah.
That emotion.
Yep. Oh, I love that scene right there with Daryl.
He's just so happy. You can just tell he's 100% content. Like, yes. Oh, Dale, that's
Dale.
right.
He wasn't there.
What a build-up right here.
For just
the second
weeks
you
and
saw
weeks.
that hair, dude.
Yep.
Even before the shoe shot here, the second you saw that head tilt in, it was like, no.
You knew.
Oh, this is just still wild.
I mean, this was one of the biggest scenes ever.
Melissa just killed it in this scene, too. My first time reaction to this when I was watching it on my iPad for when I was, dude, I was in disbelief. It was just wild that happened. I remember me texting you, being like, what the hell, dude? And then
I know. You'd be watching Talking Dead afterwards, just trying to get any bit of information you could. This scene here, this heavy duty. That's the shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh. For 6 long weeks, we had to wait.
God, what? And this whole episode.
And that was the end. That was the mid-season finale.
Seriously, what?
People were out of their minds after that. And a lot of people said, oh, I knew she was in the barn the whole time. I call BS on a lot of that. I don't think people knew.
How could, I would love to see you guys' comments.
I mean, for those who didn't read the comics or, whatever.
Yeah, from back in the day when you
in 2011.
When you first saw this, did you know in the previous episodes of season 2 that Sophia was going to be in the barn? I'd love to hear a lot of comments on that.
Yeah.
If you guys would please do so in the comments. And real quick, I do want to highlight this again. This is a rewatch. Just in case we didn't say this earlier, this is a rewatch because we started our channel April 2021 of the reaction. So obviously the Walking Dead stuff didn't happen, even though our very first reaction was for Fear the Walking Dead, the last episode with John Dorie. So, Mace Queen, why don't you go ahead and start rocking your thoughts about this episode?
Again, this episode was hands down one of our favorites of an incredibly strong season 2 that we had to pick from.
So giddy every time.
But, I think what we kind of agreed upon was that there was so much interaction between Daryl and Carol, Maggie and Glenn, and, obviously Rick and Shane, Lori and Shane, Lori and Rick, how all that played out. Even, Carl getting his moments in there with, you start to see Carl really change this season, and a lot of that's shown here. But we could not pick a more powerful episode of The Walking Dead to be one of our favorites for season 2. And I'm telling you guys, man, the acting in here was so friggin' good. The writing was just outstanding.
Power.
The camera work. I mean, everything. This show was so money. In 2011, it was just incredible. So enough of me gloating over the show in general. I'll get into what I liked about this episode. First off, I love the interaction back and forth with Shane and Dale. I mean, talk about two opposite ends of the coin. Couldn't be more different. And ironically enough, they both met their fate at the in season 2 here. So that was kind of interesting. Obviously we see, I'll get it out, incredibly early seeds of the Daryl and Carol relationship, seeing that grow. And it's so fun to go back and see those two, where they were when they started off here in season 2. I mean, Melissa McBride was just incredible from the word
every
go.
Single, yeah.
And
episode.
And Norman Reedus was, he was a big name, but he was, unless you're a huge fan of Boondock Saints like I am, he appeared in a handful of things as kind of a side character. This was kind of his real big breakout, aside from Boondock. This was obviously huge to see him. And of course, Rick is just awesome. Andy Lincoln just kills it in every scene that he's in. He's struggling so much early on with what he should do with Hershel's wishes and the walkers and how he should handle them and what he needs to do with with Shane, how he has to handle that. And we see later on after this episode how he has to deal with Randall. And it's just like these early seasons where Rick is trying to just walk that fine line. And, Shane is right to a certain extent where
almost every time he was right. I mean, just his delivery and his actions say otherwise, right? But every point he made wasn't wrong,
and
part.
and Negan is kind of right later on when he says not making a decision is a big decision. And he's right. You have to make choices in this world, and Rick really struggled with it. He's trying to answer to so many people to try to keep everybody on board, which is why I think at the end of the season, he finally kind of snaps a little bit and says, this isn't a democracy anymore. You're gonna get in line. So again, that's my kind of long-winded spiel on why I loved this episode in particular so much. Just so much development. And it was the culmination of 6 weeks of waiting. If you were like me, you were watching right along with me live every week, and it was an event.
Yeah, with the I'll kind of piggyback off you a little bit. The interaction between Shane and Dale in the woods there, that tension, that your very first time, and even still now, you feel it. And I was saying I don't know if it made the cut or not, but I was saying in there, when I first saw that, I really thought we were seeing the end of Dale, because when he cocked back on Shane, we all know Shane ain't gonna take no shit.
No.
But Shane did say, I don't have to waste my time taking you up because you're already dead.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he already laid the groundwork prior to that. So, but it was just phenomenal on their, anytime they had interaction in season 2 was fantastic. We now get the interactions of Glenn and Maggie. Glenn delivering that huge speech to Maggie.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
God, that was so big too.
And it was such a big moment. I think that
and
might be
elevated.
underrated.
It really elevated Glenn from just being a scared little kid,
Adventurous kid, like more of a mature,
chasing the girl around the schoolyard, trying to get her to pay attention to you, to when he finally puts his foot down, stands up on his own 2 feet, and says, "No, this is how it is. This is what I was doing.
No more shit. Here we go.
Yep.
I'm going to be straight with you."
Absolutely.
That did. I think that was an underrated. I don't hear a lot of people talking about that, so that's why I'm thinking it's more of an underrated moment for Glenn's character.
And so many little, I'm sorry I keep jumping in, but because you're saying it makes me think of it. So many little things they did in these early seasons that made it important. You called it out when we were watching it about how Glenn goes to Maggie when all the walkers are coming out of the barn, like, I have to do this. And she's like, it's okay. Or, whatever she said.
Yeah, like it's not like he was looking for permission, but he kind of was, because he didn't want to hurt her anymore. But he didn't want to let the group down because he knows the dangers.
He wanted her to know, this is, I gotta do
kind of gotta do it.
There's no choice. Yeah, and just that little stuff.
It's just the little things they did in the earlier seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I know I said maybe in the first one that Frank, it was to
Frank
me,
Darabont,
Frank did a lot of the little things right, which made the bigger things even more impactful.
Yeah, and shout out to Glenn Mazzara, too, as the showrunner early
Glenn,
on.
yeah.
I mean, I know he left after season 3, I believe. But, boy, they the whole crew did some really good stuff with this. And I think the important thing to remember as well is that AMC, I think, thought they had a hit on their hands, but they didn't have the budget. And you can tell with some of the special effects and things like that, they were a little, they look dated now, but it wasn't like they backed up the money truck for this show. They were making do on a budget, and boy, they delivered.
Not to sidetrack it here, because what if, I wonder if, do you guys still think about like what would have happened if HBO did end up purchasing The Walking Dead? Would it still be running this long? What would they've done different?
I don't think it would have.
It's just crazy to think about like going back. But go back to the episode here. With now, of course, you got the Rick and Hershel conversation. That was pretty impactful. Like, I feel like everything in here mattered.
Yeah.
All the way from the small things to the big things. And then you got Shane, as soon as he got the bag, beelined right to the bar, right to the peeps, got them all rallied, got them all hyped up, went to the barn. And I feel like anytime Shane went on a rager, this show went from like really good to like just 10 levels up.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just phenomenally done with everything. The emotion that gets pulled anytime in that ender there, kind of like how we were discussing. My viewpoint is a little different when Shane sees that it's finally Sophia.
Mm-hmm.
I personally feel like Shane is thinking, damn it, I was right. She's actually gone.
Yeah.
Now, there may be some of you that probably watched Talking Dead or saw some other things at that time where it came out, and they probably did a better job of describing like what was really going on. So please drop that down below, because again, it'd be nice to see that kind of stuff again. But the final moments, so impactful with Sophia coming out.
For that last scene where, that we've seen, guys, how many times have we seen that shot of Rick holding the revolver like that, pointed at the camera? We've seen that shot a million times, and it's still kind of, a bit uncomfortable to watch an adult have to do that to a child. I mean, I get it's all fantasy and there's zombies walking around in this world, but psychologically there's still something in your head that kind of trips.
Well, and he takes that big gulp before he walks, because he knows now. He knows she's gone,
and he's the only one that can do it.
Well, not even the only one, right? This was his screw up.
Yeah,
kind of, right? Because he kind of took blame for her getting lost there, and then
that's true.
It's like full circle. I lost her. I'll put her down, and it just the whole thing, guys.
And it's so
I'm
funny
lost for words, but
and it's so funny because the whole reason Sophia went essentially missing when they were in the woods, not the herd on the highway, but when they were in the woods, it was because of 2 walkers. And if we would have had season 5 or 6 Rick Grimes, he would have had like a stick and he would have took care of them. Boink, boink, done. Okay, let's go back to the cars. We're all good. But again, in these earlier seasons, the walkers were a threat.
And some of those lines that Shane was spitting out at the end there, Rick regurgitates those in season 6, folks. And if there's any other episodes that he didn't do that in, or that he did do that in, let me know.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
The ones that are popping in my head is when he was basically Joker Rick talking to Deanna. So
take this from me.
But overall, folks, again, such an impactful episode that makes you feel something, whatever that emotion is that it makes you feel. But it was great. Top notch in my book. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I own the DVDs on these for I think the first 6 seasons I have. Yeah, let's fucking watch at the cabin. We don't have internet. You gotta stay entertained. But tons of extras on the DVDs, guys. I know you can pick them up cheap if you're huge fans of The Walking Dead like we are. Might be worth picking up, because you never know what streaming services are going to do, who's going to get in arguments, and I love having the hard copies and tons of extras on there, deleted scenes. I feel like I'm trying to sell the DVDs here, but anyways, guys, this has been so much fun. We look forward to going through 3 more of our favorite episodes of The Walking Dead. It's going to be so it's going to be so tough. So tough picking our favorites here as we go. So we can't wait to talk to you more in the comments about it as we go on.
That's right, folks. So until then, on the next one, that's Mason Quinn. I'm Diamond Dave. This is Bad Medicine. That was The Walking Dead. Folks, we'll see you in the next one.